Okay, this is me in this moment going around driving from Viña del Mar to my house. And I have a lot to say, and I always say it when I'm driving for some reason. Yeah, I think out loud all the time. So now I decided to actually record those things. It's not a thing of I'm feeling extremely out of a bunch of things to say. I'm just thinking these things, and I'm always saying them out loud. So if you want to hear it, okay. I will try not to edit them so much. Probably I will separate them in themes eventually. Sometimes I wish I could do this thing with someone, but I don't have someone to carry around, and someone who will actually will want to talk about all these things. But I really believe that this is a good way to stop all these bad moments I do have when I drive between these two cities, because hey, if I'm going to say it out loud anyway, why not to just record them? It's kind of uncomfortable too, because I cannot stop talking, because I'm also driving, and it's really weird. Also, I think I have to edit this thing, and I don't know if I actually can do this while I'm driving in a city, which is the thing I'm doing right now. So, last week, we got the premiere of Yonder's The Wanderer and the Accent. They didn't got into iTunes, which is where I do watch them, until very late on the week, and I'm actually wondering why they did that. They usually release the episodes like the next day, in the very morning, but after that they don't. But after this one, they didn't do that, and I was kind of surprised at what happened in iTunes this time. Maybe Disney XD is trying to keep the things more, how to say, exclusive to the network for a good while. Like, they probably believe that they're gonna grab more people if they start to release the iTunes version of the episodes later. But since I don't have Disney XD from United States in my house, I just have the Latin American one, which is pretty much the original. It's a long story. It doesn't work for me, so I have to parade them. And parade them I did. Now, I already paid for those shits, so I not feel bad if I watch them from third parties. Because, yeah, I already got the money to Disney. So, yeah, if they're not gonna give it on time, I don't care. I already paid them. You're gonna give me that shit anyway, so why not? I really shouldn't be talking about this show with curse words. So, they released The Accent and The Wanderers. And I have seen The Accent just once. I'm pretty sure I have to be able to watch this thing again. And I really don't know why I cannot watch them. But, Lord Hader is extremely funny. There's a reason of why he's the most popular character, I think. It's not my favorite. That goes to Wonder. But Hader is just brilliant. He's this guy. This extremely powerful guy. He's super extremely powerful, and he has probably the best tactician in the universe, and he still managed to screw up absolutely everything just for being immature and I don't know, immature and pretty much hate himself. He doesn't really like it. He's immature. He really doesn't like himself that much. He wants to be in certain way, and he only can see the reasons of why he's not in certain way. So in the acts, he decided that the reason why nobody can see him the certain way he wants to be seen is because Peepers always get in the way, which is not particularly true, but he's hater. Hater hates himself, but at the same time, he can't see what if he's doing wrong. So now the acts have this problem that Hater not only is a great character, but he's also the kind of character that is always going to do shit that really it's not like that it pisses me off. If I'm ashamed of that, I feel ashamed that Hater is doing the same, and it's, oh my god, it's super awful. That way I can see some episodes more than once, and I'm really going to talk about this series while I'm driving between two towns. I guess I have still going to watch them. So I did watch the acts. I watched them once. It took me around half an hour for some extremely weird reason, and that extremely weird reason, it was only because Hater was going to do the thing. I paused the episode. I was looking to the ceiling because I couldn't scream because it was like 4 in the morning or something like that. And my parents were going to kill me by screaming at 4 in the morning. And after that, I pressed play, and he actually did the thing I was expecting him to do. And I really love the fact that he always has seen the watchdogs as robots. Well, it really doesn't make any sense since he has, find them in the bathroom. But it's Hater. It's Hater. It's just Hater. This is probably the most embarrassing thing I found about Hater. I can't believe absolutely everything he does. If he's going to be extremely inconsiderate to Peepers, I do believe he's going to do it. He's going to be going to assume he can do shit he can't do. I'm completely sure he's going to do it. And in the acts, he does the only thing that I really couldn't believe that he actually did. He learned a lesson. Holy crap! Oh, the hell you did that? You actually grow up! Oh! Oh! So I'm still waiting for the ranking of the greatest in the galaxy from Frank Angonis, one of the story directors of Wonder over Yonder. I have to ask him if he already put them. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out in which place Lord Hater is after that episode, because holy crap, he learned a lesson. I'm still surprising myself. How you do that? The point of this guy is the fact that he doesn't have to learn any lessons. Of those lessons are rendered to himself mute. That he stays in that way. He's going to stay that way until he finally realizes his biggest problem is the fact that he doesn't like himself. But I guess the story writer decided that it wasn't a bit too stupid to do like that, even if it's just Hater. So if you're going to start by acknowledging that your partner, in this case, that Peepers is important to you because he does the thing you're actually bad at, okay, maybe someday you're gonna be Wonder's friends. I don't know how. Because I really think that Peepers is actually at fault at many things that Hater does. Because Hater I really do believe that Hater things mostly because he's trying to find identified by doing the same things from others. But this is the dichotomy between Wonder and Hater. The fact that Hater wants everything. He wants everything for himself. And he doesn't consider anyone in the equation. And in a certain way, that's also good for Peepers, because Peepers actually understand what he has and what he doesn't, and he seeks from Hater what he needs. So he's perfectly fine as long as his boss is giving him the thing that he actually needs, and that's why he's going to be really, really, really pissed off at Hater most of the time during this season, because he's not getting it anymore. When they started, before they meet Wonder, they were the biggest threat in the galaxy, and then suddenly they're starting to be not, and all thanks to Lord Hater, who can't let go hating Wonder. Yeah, the people is obviously frustrated because according to him at least, Hater is not giving what is his part of the partnership. But that's not something that Hater has to know. Not in a long shot. So right now in the acts, after the acts, if they are going to go, if Wonder or Yonder is going to go with a mix of the continuity between, I don't know, Gravity Falls and Phineas and Ferb. But I don't know if you really knew about that, but Phineas and Ferb has a ton of continuity between its episodes. And while it's not about an overarching story, it's mostly about know the characters and see them learning lessons, and those lessons still persistent over time. Like before, it's almost a perfect example in which he's right now trying to, well, until the series was ended, but hey, you're going to get a boy which his main way to feel okay with a place in the world is by being the bully. Stop being a boy and stop being a bully. But Buford was in the way of doing that just by leaving things with Phineas and Ferb, and that is the important part of that. So they're learning their lessons, and their lessons persist over time. So after that, the X will be one of the most important Hater cartoons we're gonna have, or at least, well, in the first one. From this moment on, he knows that he's bad at some shit, but Peepers is the one he's good at the thing he's bad. And that's something I will never believe that Hater was actually able to learn. But I guess that's the problem when you are pretty much forced to have all your shows about Wonder, or in a way being involved about Wonder. Now that Wonder is out of the equation, they actually could do episodes just about Wonder, just about Hater and Peepers. I guess they can see the people on the school ship getting better at things and learning some lessons and apply them to the wrong things. You know, they're doing the right things for the wrong reasons. So the Access for me is actually a very important episode because it actually demonstrates that Hater is actually able to learn. And I'm super surprised of that development. Because I wasn't expecting it. Although, why he didn't eat the sandwich? He had the sandwich there. Eat him. No, seriously. You eat him, you get all his shit. That's an illegal thing to do, but no. They live the sandwich life. I have no clue why. I don't know. I guess he doesn't like evil worms from really far away. I don't know. This is so confusing to me. Why you're not gonna eat that sandwich? Oh man. Okay, I have to pay something. I'm going to go back in a easy. Okay, we're back. I already paid all my dues. Oh my god, oh my god. Something happening in the road in this moment, and we have to go slow for some reason. Okay. There's some works. Okay, I already figured out what's happening here. I think. Let me. Okay, this is awkward. This is like super awkward. Apparently, all what happened was there's a bus going extremely slow, which is actually pretty okay because it's raining right now. Don't ask me how, because we had like 5 days of just sun everywhere, and now it's raining. Why the hell are you raining? Okay, so the axe is for me a very important episode, not particularly because of what actually happened there. It's a very stereotypic episode, if you ask me. It's like, okay, I actually believe that somebody said in the writer's room, hey, let's go and do immediately the thing that everybody believed we're going to do. And that's the thing they did. It's not bad. It's something that you can explore with Lord Hader and Peters. You know, having Hader actually to accept that he's actually very bad at everything that people thinking. But then, yeah, the axe. Because, you know, the axe. Now, where the Wonders? Oh my God, the Wonders. Okay. This story has layers of meaning over layers of meaning over more layers of meaning. And if you really do believe that I'm just saying layers because it sounds good, well, it's partial for that. But The Wonders is a very, 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 very weird episode. Not in the sense that we get to know Wonder better through his personality split, or that we got to learn more about Wonder by having Sylvia being the one who's also learning about his best friend. So everybody say this episode is about Sylvia, and I really don't believe that. It's not really about Sylvia. I swear to God, it's not about Sylvia at all. Well, yeah, it's about Sylvia. But it's actually pretty much the same thing that what happens in the Axe. The problem I see, I'm trying to reconfirm how I really do believe how these things works. Like in the formations from Fract, which is go before the boy Wonder. In the Fermenters from Fract, they talk about consent. Yeah, they talk about consent, but they talk about in the way that you see the opportunity of someone to do something with someone, but you know he's not in his best senses, and you do that shit anyway, because it's not really helpful for him. We get to really him And we see that it really actually happened. That Wanderers and Hater are actually having friends, and having fun and being good friends in a way. But the main reason is that Hater is he's drunk. He's basically drunk, and when you're drunk, you lose some inhibitors. I don't know how to say that word, but the point is you get loose, you get more relaxed. So this is a theory I do have, that Hater and Wander are actually pretty much the same guy in a way, but the main difference that Wander has learned to live with himself, have learned to live with his own problems, his own thing, and to know that isn't that bad, and he has learned to see the good in himself and have some self-respect for himself and self-love for himself. Self-love. Have some self-respect and have some self-love. He loves himself. That's the point. Hater do not. He really doesn't want to be himself. So when he gets loose and he totally forgot why he doesn't want to be himself, he's just being himself, you get this guy. So the fermented from fact and not only works in a way of showing us what actually consents mean, but it shows us how difficult for Wander is to keep that in mind when he's pretty much proved that he's right about Hater. If Hater weren't so self-conscious of himself, he will be not only happier, but they also will be friends. So when I'm talking about the fermentation from frontier, okay, the fermentation from fact, it has a lot of layers of meaning between doing the right thing and being the right good guy. Because there's something that people do believe about, that good guys doesn't do bad things, and Wander was about to consider to keep Hater drunk just to be his friend. Hey, even Sylvia realizes that her posting of Hater being basically drunk was a big move. So she really stopped doing it in the moment they have to say goodbye. It's a bit late. We don't know if she removed all the posts because she usually did, but if you put Lord Hater, the guy who was once the greatest in the galaxy, here, drunk, playing with a friend, that thing will be already viral and have like, I don't know, no, really, I don't know. Right now, I forgot all the names for all the. I'll say a Nyan version. We'll have the. Yeah, I think there will be already meme everywhere. Like, why I'm starting to drool. It will be already extremely good. So, yeah, the Lord Hater PR team will be extremely busy trying to take down all the videos that they probably already stole from Sylvia's blog. So, yeah, the damage is done, and the damage is pretty deep. But the point is, Sylvia was doing a very big move with that one, and Wander was this close to abuse of someone he actually believes is a good person and deserves to be respected. But the point is that it's extremely difficult for Wander when he actually got proved that he's right. He's right. You just need to right. This is how Hader acts when he's not self-conscious of what other people is going to say. So, yeah, if Hader has some self-respect, they will be friends. And I really believe that will be extremely difficult to Wonder to know that he has to do the right thing, and the right thing is not force Lord Hader, even if he knows that he probably will be okay, will be better, but nobody's better when there is not in the right man. Fine. Okay, the Fermentus Frankfurt has a lot of meaning that the Boy Wonder do not have, because the Boy Wonder is more straightforward about this thing. So I'm guessing that they are pairing the episode by putting the first one, the more lighter one first, and having the less lighter one second. So you cleanse palate the first episode. And you are telling me, but wait, they put the big day first and the breakfast second, and the breakfast is extremely awesome and extremely inventive. Yes. But the breakfast is very straightforward about what it's trying to do. They're trying to compare Hader and Wonder in doing exactly the same thing. So you realize what's the main difference between Hader and Wonder. And if coming after the big day, when you realize that Wonder and Lord Hader working together for the same objective, even if the thing is literally destroying Wonder, they are a great team. So why they are not together? Well, that's the breakfast. So you start to think about the Fermentus Frankfurt, about the consent. I mean, you wonder why you really wonder. Well, yes, but if Hader's really being happier that way, how really bad is keeping him drunk? And the Boy Wonder actually answers that question. It's horrible. It's really horrible. So the Wonders, it's about Wonder. And you're going to tell me it's about Sylvia? No, it's not about Sylvia. Well, it's about Sylvia in the same way that the accent is about Peepers. It's not really about Sylvia or Peepers. It's about what Sylvia and Peepers or Peepers give to the respective friendships, to their respective relationships. And Sylvia, we have to see her having trouble trying to fix her best friend, mostly because we also have to understand that Sylvia really doesn't like 100% Wonder, but she appreciates what Wonder gives to her, what's important thing about Wonder. Even if he doesn't follow orders once in a while, he's still the guy that see the best on her, that see that center, that good center and I'm completely convinced that Sylvia is unable to see that center. Is pretty much unable to see herself as a good person, and Wonder helped her with that. So she needs him, but that thing was already explored in the Raider, because the Raider is basically Sylvia without a good center. They are both inconsiderate, and they're both inconsiderate. They'll also like to do things, told stuff. They like adventure and having it, being living dangerously, even more worse than ever. But at the end, you discover that Sylvia was actually somewhat convinced that Ryder actually wanted to return the money. And Ryder was like, are you kidding me? Do you really believe they're gonna do that? Like saying, why are you so naive? And Sylvia suddenly realized she was getting better with Wonder. So, she knew. So, this is the thing. We already have an episode of Sylvia understanding what Wonder actually gives to their relationship. So, we don't need to know that. We only need to know from in this episode, in the Wonders, that Sylvia really appreciates that, and she really, really needs Wonders back. So that's the reason that she doesn't remove the part that she hates about his her best friend, because you love him completely. You love him 100%, no matter his bad things. And also tell you that you can also do that you can love somebody not despite of his bad things, but because of his bad things actually making him. But the genius about this episode is not really that. It's the moment when we get to the part of in which Wonder starts to talk like Brad Starlight. You didn't notice that he's actually talking like Brad Starlight. He calls Sylvia a horse, even if he call her trusty steed, which is something that always called me in the wrong way when Brad was there, because it's like saying you are beneath to me. Even Sylvia can talk, and Sylvia can understand everything, and Sylvia is pretty much more intelligent than Brad. According to Brad, she's the horse, and she's beneath him, and she's beneath Wonder. And in the moment, in really something, when I saw him saying, I'm perfect, and now come trust this, it was like, okay, there's something wrong here. Because I never, the only person in the whole series that actually refers Sylvia as a horse, even if she's actually Wonder's horse, is Brad Starlight. The guy who believes is a good guy and confront evil. And then when Sylvia realized that there's something missing in the guy. What the hell is missing in the guy? And Wonder doesn't want to get that things back. I'm good with it. And no. You need everything of yourself into you. And this is something I'm saying shit that and saying things that everybody already knew. There's other people that actually are complaining that the rules aren't totally laid out. For instance, the narrative Wonders is like, so the original when the narrative Wonder say the original specimen will disappear, it actually doesn't mean that the original Wonder will be physically disappear. You can interpret that thing like that because it seems like it's going to be, but actually he's saying that if one of his personalities dies, you're not going to recover Wonder. The original specimen will disappear. And in fact, Sylvia doesn't establish Sylvia when tried to deduce what Brainy Wonder say. I'm going to call him Brainy Wonder. She never say there is a time limit. She just say that if she doesn't recover all of the guy running away everywhere, Wonder is not going to be himself anymore. And she's completely right, but Wonder doesn't want to be himself. That's the genius in this episode. there's something that he hates of himself. And that's extremely awesome. And that's why when you're super mega confused when Wonder start to walk, when he gets almost all these things together, because everybody is just still there, and he's pretty much starting to talk like Brad Starlight, and he established he's a good guy, and the Lord Hader is a bad guy, and he can stop it, and dude, this is not your worldview. This is not how you work. Wait, you're not Wonder. And seriously, I was watching that thing saying, okay, you have my attention, episode. Explain me what just happened. I don't want a mini Brad Starlight. What are you doing? And basically, we get to helplessness. And I understand Wonder. Hey, if I could get rid of all the pain I suffered in high school for being bullied, and all the time I just got told that I wasn't good enough, just by doing little things of all the time that everybody just I have to pay. Oh, see you next week. So we go to... Okay, I was about to cry in that moment because it was going to start to talk about who I was bullied in high school. Because it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. I never wanted to kill myself, but it was really bad. It got better when we got into the last year, because on the last year, usually there's suddenly all the guys realize that we're not going to see us together anymore, so there's start to try to meet all the guys that are trying to figure out how those people actually love each other, how if there's something there, because your days are counted and you don't have it anymore. But the high school is pretty bad. It's pretty bad because nobody has lived things. We're just realizing that other people actually feel, and that's in that psychological truth. So kids are mean and teenagers are mean, but it's not because they aren't capable of empathy. They're learning to be empathic. So, and since we don't teach empathy, there's a lot of kids that go around in high school thinking they are useless and just wanted to punish everything, even if it doesn't know how. That was me. And thinking those things, it's kind of difficult for me because, and I'm very serious about this, I don't want to remember that. I'm serious. I'm right now crying. And if I could get rid of that thing that from high school, that bully part, that thing that made me cry every time I talk about that, I will do it. I will literally doing it. So I don't blame Wonder for trying to get rid of his pain, trying to get rid of his helplessness. He's super anxious. I've seen, because he wanted to open the box of just trying to get everybody be so quiet that he started to hear his own hair being growing. He just wants to excel so much, and he wants to be everything to be perfect. But then at the same time, he doesn't mold into one box, which is what what haters always do about saying he wants to sing exactly how he wants, but he doesn't know how he wants it. Wonder want to everybody to be happy, and if the things and if people is happy, just happy with a bit less than perfect, well, it'd be fine. So, Wonder want to get rid. I got a call. I literally got a call when I'm trying to clear my throat and trying to explain you why I really understand what Wonder was trying to do. But for the record, I'm not saying in any way that Wonder's pain is comparable to mine. I'm just saying that I really, 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 really want to get rid of that feeling. If I get the chance, I will probably will. But at the same time, the show wanted to get onto the idea that those things actually shape you, so you actually need them. But here's the genius about this episode: it's not really that. I know, I know this is incredibly difficult to believe, but I'm saying that the two more important themes of the episode are not really what this episode is about, which is technically not true either. You see, the only way that Wonder got to accept his pain back was thanks to Sylvia. So I really believe that this episode is not that much about Sylvia learning to accept Wonder or what makes Wonder, but Wonder accepting that part of himself that he didn't knew for what was that. Because seriously, I'm still wondering what the hell I'm still feeling so strongly about how was my experience with bullying at school. That was 10 years ago, and I'm still having throats in my neck when I do that. When I talk about that, it's extremely difficult for me to talk about that. And that was 10 years ago. And I'm telling you that it's really difficult to accept that as part of you. I don't know if I'm still accepting that, but the point is that Wonder didn't accept that part of himself, didn't actually believe that it was important for him to have that for be him. But he did accept it at the end because Sylvia helping him to understand that. That was he thanks Sylvia and explained that was really that the most important part of him. He didn't knew until Sylvia felt that he needed that back to be himself again. So yeah, the theme of this pairings of this pair of episodes is pretty much about what Sylvia and Peepers gives to their relationships. And in the case of Peepers, it's a bit more clear because we know for what Heather is really bad at. But in the case of Sylvia, it's a bit more difficult because Wonder is not immature, doesn't hate himself, but there's still part of him that he doesn't come up with term to accept until Sylvia helped him doing it. So yes, we're saying that this guy was just grow up thanks to his friend. And maybe there's a difference here because Wonder got to grow up thanks to Sylvia, but Heather got to grow up because the lack of Peepers. And this is probably the main thing about those two. Hader doesn't appreciate what he has, but Wonder does appreciate what he has. And if you want to know where that goes playing it, you watch At the Breakfast again. The point is the fact that Hader got to appreciate Peepers when he wasn't there, so he has to learn to appreciate what he has. Well, Sylvia helped Wonder to appreciate him. So, yeah, maybe Wonder have some sort of self-loathing too, but he also is thankful for what he has, and also doesn't want everybody else to feel that way. Well, Hader still do not realize that, but he's just realizing that he's not really as good as he believes he is, and that actually made him more rounded as a person, understand that he's not as good in some things that he believes he is. I don't know, for me the biggest revelation of the acts is the fact that Hader is able to learn stuff. I still can't believe it, that thing. Yeah, I can be talking about those characters for days. I'm serious about this. So, we're gonna see when I'm going to record some more about this thing. Good night and good fight.